Well, welcome back, everybody. I've got a gunpowder story for you. Give you a little history on why I got involved with homemade gunpowder. Back when I was a teenager, we didn't have much excitement. So one of our sources of excitement was fireworks. Firecrackers, ash cans, cherry bombs. And of course, living in New York State, they were extremely illegal, which made it even more exciting. After a while, we got bored with the smaller stuff and got interested in making something that would be a bigger bang. My friends and I were really into this. We didn't have electronics or computer games. We had our own methods of entertaining ourselves, and making our own fireworks was one of them. To make a bigger fireworks, we would gather up what we had, open them up, take the powder out of them, and create a bigger noise maker. But that was getting kind of expensive. So I did some research. As I did a lot of research for things to entertain us, instead of going to study hall in high school and middle school, I would take my study hall time and go to the school library and research different ways of entertaining ourselves. And one of them was how to make gunpowder. It's not like you can find out easily like you can today going to YouTube or other sources on the internet. I had to go to the encyclopedia. And to those of you who do not know what an encyclopedia is, there's a series of books with all kinds of subjects listed alphabetically, and they were bound in big volumes. The volumes were maybe 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches thick, and the first volume would cover everything under the letter A, and the next one would be the letter B. So I got volume G and looked up gunpowder. I knew the Chinese had invented it thousands of years ago, so it couldn't be that hard. So I discovered what went into gunpowder, but I didn't know the ratios of the 3 different chemicals. I said, this looks interesting. Where am I going to get my chemicals? Well, as I said, back then we did not have internet, but we did have classified ads in the back of magazines like Popular Science and Popular Mechanics. And browsing through the ads, I came across sources for chemicals. So I ordered what I needed, brought them home, had a mortar and pestle, which I also ordered off of the classifieds in the back so I could crush the stuff up and mix it. And I proceeded to make myself some gunpowder. I did it in my basement of the house we lived in. Now, the house we lived in was a residential neighborhood. All the houses were on 50-foot wide by 100-foot deep lots. And the house we had a side door, which you go in through it, you go up a couple of steps to the kitchen, and then down a short flight of steps to the basement. And this doorway faces my neighbor's house. They had a patio out there. And one day my mom and the neighbor lady were sitting on the neighbor's patio visiting. And I was down in the cellar practicing my fireworks, my gunpowder mixture. I mixed some of this and some of that, and then I would take it out, put it on the bench in a little dish, and touch a match to it and see how it went. Because gunpowder doesn't explode unless it's in a concealed container. But out in the open, it just burns very fast and makes a lot of smoke. One of my little tests in the basement at my workbench, excuse me, a spark flew out of my test dish into my mortar and pestle supply of the gunpowder I was mixing up, and it ignited. And it went whoosh, and filled the cellar with smoke, and filled the stairway with smoke. And then the smoke came pouring out the screen door at the side of the house. And my mom saw this smoke coming out, and she knew I was up to no good. And she says, "What are you doing down there?" And I said, "Nothing much. I just made a little mistake here." Well, she said, "I knew this was going to happen. Give me those chemicals." So I handed her my potassium nitrate and the other stuff, and she drags me upstairs to the second floor bathroom and proceeds to dump the potassium nitrate into the toilet. It wouldn't mix with the water. She's trying to flush it down the toilet. And she got mad because it wouldn't mix. And then she tells me, "You broke the toilet." I broke the toilet. I didn't put the stuff in there. I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. And then she proceeds to smack the bejeebies out of me because I broke the toilet. Well, that was my fireworks story. I learned a lesson. If I'm going to be doing something like that, make sure my mom isn't around. Well, that's the end of my fireworks story. Hope you had fun with it. I had fun until the stuff went off and my mom got mad. Bye.